Why you gotta be a turd? What is this? What's this about? Hey everybody, welcome back. My name is Bethany. Welcome to my 8th podcast. I live in Denver, Colorado with my husband and our 3 cats, Elsa, Bellatrix, and Nala. If you're looking for me anywhere on the internet, you can find me as Knotty Moose Creations on Facebook, Instagram, Etsy. On Ravelry, though, I am Moose Whiskers. And that information is going to all be in the description box below. It's been about 3 weeks since I've last podcasted. This is the second time I'm filming this podcast, though I actually had filmed this, I think, like last Monday. However, my husband and I ended up going to the Avalanche versus Shark game for the playoffs. We went into overtime. We did win. I didn't get to edit it that night, though, and Tuesday we went out to dinner, and then Wednesday I tried to edit it, and it had been a long day at work, and wow, this table's shaky. And then when I tried to edit it, my mouse fell off the table, and among the long hours at work and everything that had been happening, I just said screw it, and today is the day we are redoing this, which is fine with me. I'm super tired, though. I've been pulling up really long hours at work, at least really long for me. So as soon as I'm done filming this, I'm going to edit it, get it up, and I'm going to go to sleep. But I apologize for the delay, you guys. But anyway, how have you guys been? It's been 3 weeks, so there's been a lot going on, hopefully, right? Hopefully all good. I know that Kayla, Llama Mama Kayla has been having a rough time lately, so if you guys could send, thoughts and well wishes to her, that would be great. I know that her most recent yarn swap, the sign-up just ended. I've been wanting to do one, but with everything that's been going on, I'm just a little hesitant because I don't want to promise something and then not be able to get it out to anybody. But, we'll chit-chat later. Anyway, so let's go ahead and get into it. I only have 2 finished objects. The first of which being is my Koopa Troopa corner-to-corner blanket. I showed this, I want to say, in either my first or second podcast episode. And I mentioned that I had started this, at least I think I mentioned it. I started this in 2015. And then I stopped right before I got to the color work because I didn't want to deal with it. And then I had started to get a little bit into the color work by the last time I showed you guys. And then, at the end of April, I picked it up. The last Friday in April, I picked it back up. I took the day off for a mental health day. I really needed it, and God, I need one again. And powered through it, mainly Friday and Saturday and Sunday, and then that week, the following week, I worked on it at night after work. So it is fully done. I'll go ahead and insert the picture here of what it looks like. So that's what it is. It's a complete square. It's not rectangular at all. And I did mess up in one spot, which really bugs me. I don't even know where it is. Hang on, let me find it for you. I can't obviously put it all in the frame. Oh my goodness. Whew. But I wasn't paying attention, and instead of doing this regular green color, I did lime green, and there it is. So but it is fully finished, and that's all I care about. This was made using an H hook, and all of the yarn in this but one yarn is from Hobby Lobby, the I Love This yarn. The only one that's not that yarn is this white. I got it from somebody. I picked some yarn up, porch pickup in Denver, and she had a whole bunch of yarn. What I didn't want, I gave to my sister-in-law, and what she didn't want, I think she gave to Goodwill. So but this white is just a lot thicker than all of this other yarn. I'm not sure if it's Caron 1 pound or if it's maybe Red Heart. It's a very large skein, so it looks like it was a 1 pounder, or at least large. I'm not sure. But I did border it. I wanted it to be a little bit bigger, so I used the light orange, this light green, this dark orange, and then the dark green. And if I were to do this again, which I will, probably make another corner to corner again, but not a grafghan. And if I do a grafghan, it will be absolutely simple because all of this color work was awful. Oh, I wanted to show you guys all the ends I wove in. It's too late. I don't want to go get the bag. I did weave in the ends as I went, like when I finished like half of a page or a page, depending on how much color work there was. I took some time, I weaved in the ends, cut them off, and then went on my merry way. Anyway, back to the border, sorry. So when I did the border, I didn't turn at the end of each round. Hopefully you can see that there. And it kind of curls up. It's doing it a little here, but not as much. And so to try and avoid that, I did a crab stitch, a row of crab stitch on the very edge. But again, if I did it again, I'd probably do 2 single crochet rows instead of 1 half double crochet row and switch direction because I really don't like that it curls. It just kind of bothers me, but it is done. I'm excited. I'm not sure what to do with it. One of my friends had said she was interested, and then I didn't really press much further. So when I first thought about making this in 2015, like right after Christmas, I was originally going to make it for my brother, who was at that time, ages are so hard. It's only been 4 years, right? So he was around 8 years old. He's turning 13 this year, and while he does tell me that he still enjoys Mario, he's really big into Fortnite right now, and I don't think he would really appreciate the blanket as much as I would hope that he would. So I'm not really sure what to do with it, but for right now it's just living in my house on my couch. But there's that. So that is my first finished object. I'm really happy it's done because I was really worried that it was never going to get done. And I still have a considerable amount of yarn left over, unfortunately. So, if you are ever interested in like doing that pattern, I do have the graph and the written pattern for sale on my Etsy. I'll leave it down below in case you are interested. So, and then my second finished object is this cute little dinosaur. If you follow me on Instagram, you may have already seen this. Try and like dim the lighting here. I got nothing to dim it with. Oh well. It's this little dinosaur. And this is by, let me see here. Sorry, I have my notes right over here. Addie and Jellybean. And it was a pattern test. I have been waiting for this pattern to come out for quite a while, and I was super stoked to be able to test it. Oh, I'm dropping it. I finished this last night, so May 10th. Started at May 9th. Didn't get very far. I got like maybe to here on the head. So like here. And finished this. I stayed up really late Thursday night. And then I came home after work on Friday to work on this. Whew. And then I had to meet some friends for dinner. So I got home maybe around 4:45. And then I finished it like right at 7:40 roughly. And that is like rushing out the door. And then I finally got to snap some pics. So because it was a pretty short pattern test, I did ask if my boss would lift my ban on being able to crochet at my desk on my lunches for one day, and she said yes. So like I said, I've been pulling really long hours at work. A lot is going on. It's very stressful. And I can definitely tell it in my crochet. What is that white speck on there? I don't know. So, in the toes, I don't even know how I'm going to show this to you. Oh, there. So, this is my tension when I'm at home just chilling and not at work and stressed out. And then here's my tension on these little same toes while I'm at work and stressed out. So I don't know if you guys could tell like a huge difference, but in like, it's pretty noticeable to me. So, even like the legs are different sizes. You won't really be able to see that maybe. I don't know. It's not huge, but it's still different. And then since I did rush to get this finished, the tail is like super absolutely crooked on the back. But I still love it. It's still super cute. I'm very happy with the pattern. It comes with so many pictures. So if you are interested in amigurumi but you're new at it, I think you could definitely follow this pattern and make just as cute of a little dino. The designer did make this with fingering weight yarn though, and I didn't have any fingering weight. I was willing to just throw into an amigurumi. So I love this cotton from Hobby Lobby. And then for the eyes, I used size 10 crochet thread. I think this was also from Hobby Lobby. They were like Artiste brand or whatever. I don't know. But I think it's adorable. I'm so excited. I love it, and I would love to make more when I have more time. I think this would make a really cute baby shower gift. Obviously, I made it in like pink and purple, and I think it would be good for a boy or a girl. I really wanted to make this in a dark purple and then a light purple belly, but then my husband told me that that would be too close to Barney, and he said no. So I just used pink. And I did already have this in my stash, so I didn't have to go and buy any new yarn, which was really exciting. I pretty much used, I think, like 90% of this purple. So quite a bit of purple, hardly any pink. But he's so cute, I love it. He, she, I don't know. It's gonna be on my desk. That's all I know. And Addie and the Jelly Bean is not on Ravelry, but she does post all of her patterns on Etsy. And as of right now, I know that her entire shop is 10% off until the end of Sunday. However, she does live in Australia, so I'm not sure if that's obviously ending in Australia time or another time. But if you're interested in grabbing that pattern, I would go ahead and grab that while it's on sale, or any of her other patterns that she makes. The cutest tiny little amigurumi. I didn't realize she used fingering weight yarn, but it makes sense now that I look at it. And those are all my finished objects. Oh, and I do want to say to Laurel of the Dabbling Hook, thank you. I don't know if you're ever going to watch this, but thank you so much for one of your videos recently that you've posted. I've been doing amigurumi for a while, but when you mentioned that you leave your stitch marker in before you do like a bunch of rounds that are of the same, like let's say you're doing 5 rounds of like the same stitches around, I always moved my stitch marker, and like then I would lose count and yada yada yada. And I don't know why, but you blew my mind when you said to just leave it in there, and then you can just count up from where your stitch marker is. Like totally like life changing. I will never go back to moving my stitch marker during rounds where it's just monotonously like going around and around and around and around and around. So thank you. All right, and if you guys haven't ever seen Rel or Laurel of the Dabbling Hook, go check her out. She's amazing. I still need to make her shawl that she released. I was gonna try and day out some of my chunky yarn, but I hate chunky yarn. So I was gonna make it in some worsted that I had instead, but I can't find the right one that I want to use. Oh, and then I've showed you this finished object before, and I don't have it with me. I have already shipped it, and that is the police box for my cousin, who is getting married this coming week on the 18th. And we did go to Michael's. We did get it framed. They tacked it down. I'm not super happy with their sewing job. On the left side of the police box, hopefully you can see this now while I have the picture up. It's a little crooked, and that kind of really irritated me because we paid a pretty penny to get this framed. But oh well, it's already done. It's said and done, and I'm not going to go back and like complain about it to him. But it did frustrate me that it was crooked, and it kind of bowed in a little bit. But what can you do? It also cost a pretty penny to ship it. Wow. When I make the filet crochet Lord's Prayer things this year, my husband and I have absolutely decided that we are not going to frame those, and they're going to be made using a wooden dowel. Because nope, I refuse to frame anything like that ever again unless I do it myself. And then I'll just get like acid-free backing from the store and sew it down by hand. Because that was, wow, that was a lot. And then just get like a shadow box or something. I don't know. But I'm not doing that again. Absolutely not. Whew. So that's the finished police box. Oh my goodness. Having some issues over here. But I hope my cousin likes it. We'll see. We'll see. I should be to her by like Thursday, which is actually the day we fly in. So we'll see. Alright, works in progress. I have made absolutely no advancement on the Joy Shawl except one row. So it basically looks the exact same as it did last time. So I'm not gonna show you. Sorry. I suck. However, I do have a couple of whips. One is this hat that I started at work before I was prohibited from crocheting specifically at my desk on lunch. But I really don't want to walk and like go to the employee lounge to crochet on my lunch when I only take half-hour lunches. Like that's wasting time walking there and walking back, and every stitch is valuable. Either way. Makes me just a little stressed out at work, but it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. My next whip is this, it's a hat that's going to go to Billy, the Crafty Floridian for hats for kids. And this is the XOXO slouch hat by Kelsey Weeks. This is a pretty cool pattern. You can pay money to get the ad-free PDF, or it is free on her blog. What I like about this is that she gives you instructions to either make this with baubles or if you want to use beads. I opted for baubles because I was previously working on this at lunch, at work, but now I'm not. So, it is working out pretty quickly. It's still made using the I Love This yarn that I had stashed in my deck. Guys, I'm tired. It's been a long week at my desk, but now I don't. It's home. So I did mess up on the baubles, but it's fine. I'm going to make it so that it looks like it was intentional, sort of. So this bauble does not line up with this bauble because I started it in the wrong place. And then I realized also that, like, this is not the row that's supposed to be here. I'm supposed to be doing this row and not this row. So I'll fix that once I get back into it. I was hoping to finish it tonight, but I'm just so tired that I can't do it. So this week, maybe. We'll see. This thing might just get pushed off because I have another pattern test that I'm going to be doing because I enjoy testing patterns. I really like that I get to help it be the best it can be before it goes out into the world for other crocheters to use. So anyway, this is this pattern. It does work up pretty quickly. I do really enjoy it, and I have tried a new technique for slip stitching to try and, so like here's my seam, to try and make it less visible than normal. I mean, you can still see it like the trained eye, but it looks less noticeable to me than a regular slip stitch. So I'm pretty happy with that too. And then my other whip is one that you've seen before, but previously I was using the It's a Wrap Rainbow by Red Heart. And also, I don't know why this is called rainbow when it's pink. Wow, pink. Oh man. Purple, green, gray, and like this cream color. I don't really understand. I wonder like if it was mislabeled. I don't know. Because I think Zach at the Stout Stitch podcast recently used It's a Rainbow for a shawl, and it definitely was rainbow colored. I don't know. Either way, this is what it was working up to be originally, and I feel like, wow, this table is just so uneven. Too busy for what I was trying to achieve. And the reason I was using this is I wanted to use kind of like throwaway yarn on a pattern I'm trying to make. But I didn't like it. That yarn is just going to be used for something else. Not to say that I don't like the yarn itself, I just don't think it's good for that project. It does have quite a few yards in it though, so I'm thinking maybe I'll just do like a virus shawl out of it. We will see, we will see. However, I still have tried to work more on this pattern, but again, I can't crochet at work anymore, so like most of my valuable crochet time for lunches has been taken away. And with the long hours I've been working, I just don't have a lot of time. Now, when I bought this yarn, oh, this is just so shaky. I also bought this yarn. So this is Loops and Threads Wool-like. And it does feel very similar to wool. I don't know if you can see like the fuzz. But it's fuzzy. It's so soft. I love it. So this is classified as a #1 weight yarn, super fine. It was a pretty affordable yarn. It's 678 yards, so you get great yardage for it, kind of like you normally do with any fingering weight yarn. And it is 85% acrylic and 15% nylon, and I have loved working with it. Like, the way it's working up is so soft. I'm so pleased. So, and it's giving me the drape I was hoping for, that like that it's a wrap just isn't giving me, even though they're still classified as like both super fine. Anyway, this is the shawl that I'm trying to design, and I already have the repeat down. It's just deciding how big I want it to be. And so I'll just try to do a close-up here. So just some basic, you know, flat like sections of stitching. And then this open work section, and then these bobbles and puff stitches. So I really like it. I think it's fun. Like I said, this yarn is giving so much drape already. I'm so excited to see how it's finished when it's done. And I do plan to block it to just kind of make the open work even more open, if that makes any sense. And the reason I'm using Wool-like is because I had purchased some yarn from Holly of the Yarn Journey podcast, also the owner of Sleepy Fox Yarn Co. I'll show you what I got later. I purchased her yarn with pretty much this pattern in mind, but I didn't want to make up something without first knowing exactly what I wanted and frog it a bunch of times. So that's what this is. It's lovely. I really love this Wool-like yarn. So, you know, if I get my stuff together and get this shawl out, or just in general, if you find a shawl or anything that you need a #1 weight yarn for, I absolutely recommend this yarn. It's so soft. It's like a dream. I love it. Absolutely do it. Absolutely. So that's my other whip. And I wish it was larger, but right now it's just not. So, but that's that. And then with this, I do want to write up, you know, a written pattern, and I'm going to be experimenting with making charts so that it's a little easier to understand, because I think the written for this would be a little strange. There still will be a written, but also a chart to go along with it. And in addition to that, I was also thinking of maybe doing like a tutorial on YouTube. Words escape me. So doing like a YouTube tutorial, and then also doing like a small fee for the PDF pattern. So let me know what you guys think. I really like how it's working up, but that's just me. So anyway, let's move on to the acquisitions, leading right on into it. So like I said, Holly is the one who I purchased the yarn from. Here's her info. And I'll leave all of that in the down bar below. Down bar, description box, whatever. And then Rose, if you are watching, I think that you'll enjoy this yarn. Oh, I'm dropping things. It's been one of those days. So this yarn is called Cotton Candy Madness. It is a 4-ply fingering sock. It is 100% superwash merino, 100 grams for 438 yards. And I love the speckling in this yarn so much. It's blue, it's purple. I had to have it. Look at this back. Oh my gosh. I love it. It's so pretty. So naturally, I bought both that she had in her shop. And I just love it. It's so squishy. I love it, you guys. So that's what I plan to make this up in. Although if I were to do a tutorial here on Facebook, YouTube. I would probably go get Loops and Threads Wool-like again. Maybe in a different color to do that so that it's easier to see since that's got speckles and whatnot in it. But we will see. We will see. And then, oh, I don't have them over here, do I? Oh no, they're all the way over here. Hold please. Oh, my short arm. Okay. Okay. I bought myself a set of Clover Hooks. And some are missing because I've been using them. And I bought these because they were on sale on Amazon. I think it was like $32. I did not get the one with the case, obviously, although I kind of wish that I had. Whatever, it's cool. I have little baggies here that I can use. So anyway, it was like $32, and then I had some rewards for my credit card, and it came out to about 26 bucks with tax. So I'm not sure if they're still on sale, but if they are, I would jump on that. I really like them. I love how smooth the glide is. However, I have been having some issues, and I don't know if it's just because I live in Colorado and it's really dry here and I am terrible at using lotion, but it kind of catches on the underneath side of my hand and gets a little weird feeling sometimes. But other than that, I really like the hooks. They're fantastic. So those are my two acquisitions. And then, yes, okay. Yep, that's my next part. If you've made it this long into my video, thank you, because I know that I may not be everybody's cup of tea, and I appreciate those who stick with me. So, Laurel, mentioning her again, mentioned that she wanted to do like some Happy Mail, and not really wait for like a special time to do a giveaway. And I know that Debbie from the Canadian Crocheter is kind of following that too. And when I went through my yarn stash recently and kind of got rid of stuff that I didn't want, by got rid of, I mean I'm taking it to Goodwill. You know the drill. You like take everything out and put it in your car for like 3 weeks and it just sits there. I'm in that stage. Anyway, so however, there is some nice yarn that I don't want to necessarily give away to Goodwill, but would love to see what of you guys have. And so I'm going to be doing like a little giveaway or Happy Mail thing. So it is going to be 2 skeins of this Lion Brand Heartland. I did purchase it at Hobby Lobby. And it is 100% acrylic. And let's see here, what's the yardage? It is 5 ounces, 142 grams, 251 yards, or 230 meters. I do like this yarn. It is a very nice and soft acrylic. It does say 4 weight, but it is on the thinner side for a 4. So keeping that in mind. So 2 skeins of this. And then I did get this as a gift. And I actually already have one. So what this is a handle to make your like aluminum hooks more ergonomic and easier to hold and less place less stress on your hands. So what you do is you take these little color-coded tips, you put your hook in that, you take this off, and then you put the hook in here. The little grip keeps it from popping out. You put this back on, and that's how you hold your hook. So since I already have one, I don't really have a use for a second one. So I thought that I would go ahead and, include it with this yarn. So that's what's going to be included, and in addition, to the 2 skeins of yarn and the Ergonomic hook handle, I am going to be purchasing a pattern of your choosing up to a value of $5 on Ravelry. That way I can gift it to you. So if you're interested in winning these goodies or getting some Happy Mail, wow, doing so good. Anyway, wow, I even have notes and I'm just still like not doing good today, you guys. Anyway, if you're interested, go ahead and leave a comment down below. And I would love to know, kind of like, what are you most looking forward to doing this summer? So answer that prompt down below for your chance to win in 2 weeks when I do my next podcast. I will go ahead and draw. So in 2 weeks from now, that's going to be May 25th. which is when my next pattern test is due. So, anyway, be on the lookout for that. Go ahead and answer that question down below. That's just a thank you for those who stick with me and actually watch my videos in almost their entirety. So, I do appreciate it. Like I said, I know I'm not everybody's cup of tea, but I do appreciate everybody who subscribes to me. It's so fun reading all the comments. The last time I really sucked at replying to them, but I did read them. So that is all the yarny goodness for this week. A little bit of chatter. This next week for me is going to be so busy. It already has been. This past week has just been so busy with work. There's a large project going on, very close deadlines. Just pulling long hours, making sure that everything gets done. It's been very stressful. I haven't been getting a lot of sleep. That's why I'm going to go take a nap. By take a nap, I mean go to sleep early after this. Because tomorrow, next week, is not going to be any slower for me. So starting tomorrow, by the way, happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there, whether you're a stepmom, a foster mom, an adopted mom, a mom of just fur babies, any type of mom. Doesn't matter. Happy Mother's Day. So for Mother's Day, I mean my mom and I and a bunch of family and I are going to be going downtown to downtown Denver at the Buell Theater, and we are going to be seeing Wicked. So we really love Wicked, and it's finally come back to Denver, and each time it comes around, we get a big group of family and family friends together, and we make a day out of it. We go to the melting pot. We go to the Cheesecake Factory on the 16th Street Mall. Whew. And then we go to the Buell Theater. And that's what we do. But tomorrow we're going to see my grandma first. I mentioned that she was having some health problems. I still don't want to get super into it because I don't want to disrespect their privacy or give away anything too much at all. But she is on the up and up, which is really great. But we're all going to go see her in the morning, bring some food, some drinks before we head out and go downtown. So I get up early to do that. And then I'm going to be working Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and it's probably going to be long hours. And then Thursday, my flight leaves DIA around 11:30, I want to say. So we should really be there at like 9:30, or maybe it's even like 8:30. Maybe it leaves at 10:30. I don't know. I land in New York at like 5:30 p.m. Eastern time. It's just a busy week. So Thursday we fly in, we get there. We're going to go to our Airbnb. I would like to take Steven to Chinatown. Well, I said his real name. It's done for now. He was wanting me to call him Moose on the podcast, which is our last name, and that's, I think, a nostalgic thing for him because he's always liked going by Moose. I think it makes him feel younger. Anyway, I want to take him to Chinatown. The last time I was in New York was in 2012, so it's been about 6.5 years, and I really loved Chinatown. He's nervous about going. He doesn't like big cities, and I feel like, is determined to have a bad time. But we'll see how it goes. Hopefully everything is great. So it's going to be busy. So Thursday, we fly in. I'm going to try and take him to Chinatown. And then Friday at like 9:30 a.m., we're sharing an Airbnb with my mom and my aunt. We are going to go to the Statue of Liberty. And then what the rest of Friday entails, I don't know, except for the fact that at like 3, there's like an out-of-town peeps meetup for my cousin's wedding at like 3:30 somewhere. She just texted me about it, and I've already forgotten. And then Saturday is the wedding. Yes. So we have the wedding to go to. And then Sunday, we are starting the morning with going to Ground Zero. And then right after that, we are going to go to Broadway to see a play. I don't remember what my mom and my aunt are seeing, but we're going to go see Beetlejuice. I really wanted to see The Lion King again, and we're like a week away from seeing Wicked. It's leaving the week before, and I know that I'm literally seeing Wicked the week before I go to New York, but I want to see it on Broadway. It's a whole thing. And we were originally going to go see Anastasia, but Steven doesn't really like plays anyway, so I just, when Beetlejuice came in the mail, I switched it to that. And so I feel like that would be more enjoyable for him because he does like Beetlejuice, so it's just going to be really busy in New York. I do plan to try and vlog a little bit, so I need to, you know, charge my batteries this time, and so that you guys can like see a little bit, and then I'll have like a little New York vlog to show you guys. Whew. And then while I'm on the plane, since I do have that pattern test, I am going to try and take that as like my plane crochet, since it's a 4-hour flight, so that's quite a bit of time. So there and then back, and then the 19th is actually our anniversary, so that's why we're going to the play on Broadway too. He's not a big play person, but he wants to go for me, which I thank him for. And then Monday we fly back. We fly back pretty early. My mom flies back later. So it's just fully packed. And then when I get back, I did not take a day off afterward, which is good and bad. Good in the way that we're busy at work and I need to hit the ground running. Bad in the way that I really want to just take another day off to just rest, because I feel like it's just going to be go, go, go. And going and going and going. And then gone. So hopefully by the next podcast I will have at least this version of this finished. And then I will have the pattern test done. And what it is it's going to be like it's a wall hanging. And I forget who it's by because I'm a terrible person. I know her name is Brittany. I don't know her name on Instagram, but I'll put it down below. Anyway, so it's a wall hanging. It's like a baby's birth announcement. So it includes like the name, the day they were born, their weight, their height when they were born, so on and so forth. So, Elsa, what are you doing? Don't knock that. Don't do it. She's right behind the camera. You guys just can't see her. I'm surprised she didn't come up earlier. She's been needy these past few days. So anyway, that's what's going on with me. I hope you guys are doing well. I'd love to know what projects you have coming up. If you have anything fun for May. Is anybody graduating? My cousin is actually graduating. She's graduating from law school. But we're missing that because we're going to the play. Maybe we're terrible people. It's her reception. I don't know if she's actually like her. I don't think it's her actual graduation. But she is. She's graduating from law school, so she's going to be a lawyer, and that's amazing. I can't even imagine going to school for that. So I don't know if anybody has like any kids graduating, or if you yourself are graduating. Yes, you have finally made an appearance. Sorry, guys. You're just gonna have to see her for a bit while she is in my way. Come on, scoot. Elsa, skedaddle. So, that's what's going on with me. I hope you guys are doing well. I know I've been a little absent on Instagram and YouTube. It's just, with life and everything, I found it hard to film and edit. But I still want to, upload these videos. I like talking to you guys. So, as much as I love my husband, he does get tired of hearing about me talk about yarny things. So it's always nice to talk to you guys and just discuss what's been going on with yarn. So that's it for me. I will, like I said, try to record some of New York so that I can make a little vlog for you guys. But that's all I've got besides an Elsa. So I will see you guys the next time. Thank you so much for spending some time with me today. Bye.